Preview, predictions, and everything you need to know for the 2024 Arnold Classic, including times, live stream, plus much more. What's up, Desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back for our 2024 Arnold Classic preview and predictions. I'm going to be going from 11th all the way up until 1st and showing you physique updates along the way, so let's get into it. And in 11th place, I have Remco Bose making his pro debut. Very, very tough show to make a pro debut in. He's looked pretty damn good, and I think that he's definitely got a future in the sport, but at this show, I don't believe he'll be beating the guys above him because they're top 10 Olympia competitors. So in 10th, I have Justin Rodriguez, a guy who's placed, I think, as high as 8th in the Mr. Olympia. So do I think Justin is going to bring his all-time best? No. But do I think he's going to bring his all-time worst? No. Because I think he's going to be improved from the last time we saw him on stage. But how high does that take him in this show? I don't know. These are his latest physique updates. This one drawing a bit of attention online, but I'll get to that in another video. And let's move on to 9th place, and I have Akeem Williams. Akeem making his comeback to the stage. I didn't know if to put Justin or Akeem high here. Sort of half second guessing it now, but Akeem Williams is a guy that got first call out in the Mr. Olympia a few years back. Do I think Akeem's going to be as good as that? No, but I saw an encouraging physique update, which you guys are seeing on the screen right now, of Akeem Williams. So I think we're going to see something a bit better than I thought maybe a few weeks back, but I don't know if it'll be enough to be placing really high in this contest. 8th place, I have Mo Choopan. Choopan, however you pronounce it. The dude's making a comeback. I know he's had bulging discs in his back. I heard on another podcast he had some gut issues. That's not confirmed. But he's had a few issues getting back on stage, and I'm really impressed with how he's looking. He's actually worked with Sean Ray, which has been something completely out of the blue, and he's sort of helped him with a bit of posing. And I think Mo Choopan is bringing a really nice, clean physique to the stage, and I'm pretty impressed with how he is looking. One of the earlier physique updates, I was like, is this guy like a top 3 contender? But I think that was maybe a little bit of an illusion where he looked absolutely enormous, but his recent updates are looking really good as well, and that's why I have him placing ahead of guys like Akeem Williams and Justin Rodriguez. Now in 7th place, this is where it gets really tough because I feel like 8th to 11th is sort of one group of guys, or maybe say 9th to 11th, depending how you sort of see that playing out, and maybe Mo Choopan can jump up into that top group, maybe Akeem and Justin can as well, but then I have this next group of guys, and John De La Rosa fits into that, and I honestly had a prediction sort of written down where John De La Rosa was like 5th and 4th, and I was playing around with that, so no disrespect to John De La Rosa, because I think we're going to see one of the all-time, if not the all-time best John De La Rosa on stage, and he has the attitude of it as well. John is like a super nice guy, like everyone loves him. You can't dislike John De La Rosa, but he's got a bit of attitude, and for good reason, because he's making his comeback to the stage. People are sort of writing him off, and he's like, write me off. I'm going to come and show you. And I honestly think that if I had to guess, he's going to place higher than 7th place, because I've sort of got him in a group of 4 guys where I'm really struggling to place them. In 6th place, this was another really tough one, Marcello de Angelis, aka HorseMD. A lot of hype around him. I've heard Fuad, I think, predicting him up in 3rd place in this contest. So there's plenty of people that believe in Marcello, aka HorseMD, and for good reason, because he has some knockout shots and he's looking insane in his updates. And it sort of makes me doubt this prediction, but also I can see a world where he places 7th, and I can see a world where he places 4th, but I think he'll fall in that 4th to 7th place in this contest. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I off on this one? Do you have Marcello de Angelis, aka HorseMD, a few spots higher? In 5th place, I have Antoine Vaillant. Antoine is looking sick. Now, people see him in the gym and sort of can pick him apart. They say he's a little bit flat in the upper body, his chest is a bit flat, or his back's not big enough, and they sort of pick on his physique in that way. But what he maybe lacks a little bit in some areas, he makes up for it in my opinion, in aesthetics. I think he's got a pretty aesthetic physique, even though most don't really say that. He's got huge legs. The dude is not a small dude. He's actually quite tall as well. And yeah, you might see a bit of flatness through the chest in some shots, but the side chest we saw recently looked gnarly, crazy. He looked like his most muscular and most dense looking physique of all time, and the most shredded as well. I think this is going to be the all-time best Antoine Vaillant, which can place as high as 3rd place. This guy is super underrated. I think we're going to see a very, very good Antoine at this contest. and that's why I'm predicting him in the top 5 here. In 4th place, I have James Hollingshead. Now, I also sort of placed James anywhere from 4th to 7th as well. So James is one of these guys that I was concerned in some of the physique updates, but since he's got to America, he looks a lot fuller all of a sudden now. He said he was taking a lot of those progress photos first thing in the morning while he's empty, and by the looks of things, he seems like a guy that maybe flattens out quite a bit overnight and then fills up a lot through the day. So James is looking really, really damn good. He's got the level of density, muscularity, and while I'm concerned watching him train with Branch Warren 5 days out, 4 days out, whatever it is, out of the Arnold Classic and pushing his body to that level, it really does concern me, and I've heard it mentioned on other podcasts. I think he's going to bring a very good physique to the stage, as long as he doesn't tear a pec or a bicep before getting on stage. 3rd place, I have Rafael Brandao. Love Rafael. Milos said his name's pronounced Rafael, but I can't do that, and I won't do it because it feels very unnatural, unless people tell me that's definitely the way his name is pronounced and that's what he prefers. But I have heard Brazilians call him Rafael as well. Now, Rafael is looking sick. He's my favourite physique in the IFBB Pro League. People mention that, yes, his upper body isn't thick enough, but according to his coach, Neil Hill, what he was, I think, a week out from a show or 6 days out, whatever it was, and I saw it in a video, he was 17 pounds up what he was on stage at that Mr. Olympia, which was top 10, and Neil said, you could step on stage now. So, yes, he's probably going to water deplete a bit, feel out a bit more. Maybe he's 15 pounds heavier on stage, and he has supreme aesthetics. He hasn't blown it out. If he brings the same level of conditioning or very, very close to it with 15 more pounds on stage, even if it's 10 or 12, he's going to be very, very good. A top 10 Olympian with that much more muscle, a year and a half off competing, new coach. I don't know. I think we're going to see something special from Rafael. And honestly, if he challenged one of these top 2 guys, if they just are not at the very best, would not surprise me whatsoever. Now, in 2nd place, I have Hadi Choopan, which obviously puts Samson Dauda in 1st. Let's discuss it. Hadi Choopan is looking really damn good. Saw him post up this bicep curl today. I mean, it doesn't really tell us much, but the other updates we've seen, Hadi looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn impressed. But I did mention, spoke to Lee Priest actually yesterday, today, depending where you are in the world. It might still be the same calendar day, but I spoke to Lee Priest and I basically said, it's sort of like Big Ramy. When you see him winning the New York Pro back in the day, how aesthetic he was really, really aesthetic in my opinion. And then over his career, you know, a few things start to change, the legs, there's a few other things, and you look at his physique now, and you would not consider him in that same stratosphere in terms of aesthetics. Now, I think the same thing's sort of happening with Hadi, and like happens with most bodybuilders, they lose a bit of those aesthetics over the years. And while Hadi wasn't a super aesthetic guy, he's more of a mass guy now than he was 3-4 years ago. Maybe slightly less on the conditioning from the back, actually definitely slightly less on the conditioning from the back, but much more size in the back. So I just don't know, with the improvements coming from Samson Dauda, and while Hadi might be getting better in certain areas, there's certain areas that are regressing slightly at this point. So maybe he's staying the same, but Samson is definitely getting better. Hadi, people have mentioned about him, you know, walking off stage, bumping Crizzo, a few other little indiscretions that Hadi has had, and, you know, people obviously suggest, could that affect him on stage? I don't think it will, but, you know, if you are playing into that and it's a close call, then potentially you could say that could be a factor. Now, Samson Dauda posted up this back update. Now, this lighting here in Pittsburgh, I know because I've seen so many posing videos out of this same lighting, and every bodybuilder that stands in that lighting looks horrendous. Honestly, they look terrible. So the fact that Samson looks so good here, now it's obviously not the video of Samson from the NPC straight on, might look much worse if you actually saw that video, and I don't know if we'll see that before the show, but really damn impressive Samson. I think he'll win this. He's making improvements, but I'm like, you know, 51% sure Samson wins, 48% sure Hadi wins, and like 1% sure Rafael wins. But let's get into the times and some more info on this and the live stream and all that good stuff. So the way this works out, and I will be having a live desktop bodybuilding watch along as well. So there is a live stream, which I will get to, but make sure you subscribe to Desktop Bodybuilding. Follow along with the live stream that we've got. You guys can talk to me. We can go back and forth and discuss what's happening on stage, and I can give my analysis live as well. Now, Friday, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Now, that's Columbus time. if you want the time zone for wherever you are in the world, type in 12:30 p.m. Columbus time in, and then put wherever you are in the world. And it should just pop up on Google. It's not too difficult. So we've got the classic physique prejudging, the fitness prejudging, and the wellness prejudging. Then I will be going live for that. And then on Friday night, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., this is East Coast American time, men's open bodybuilding prejudging. So you don't want to miss that on Friday at 7 p.m. Then you got the classic physique finals, you got the fitness finals, and the wellness finals. So that's going to be a really good night. Then the next morning, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., bikini and men's physique prejudging. I will not be going live for that one because that's not my big demographic, I guess. Now, on Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., men's open bodybuilding finals, bikini finals, and men's physique finals, a 3-hour show then, and we will be going live for the entirety of that. And the way to actually get the live stream, go to arnoldsports.com/TV. The link is in the description below. Plus, tune into the desktop bodybuilding watch along, because I want to talk with all you guys while this is happening. So you can watch the live stream, talk to me, and we can be viewing it all at the same time. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and click the notification bell button so you don't miss when I go live over the entire Arnold Classic weekend. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. My name's Xavier Wills. This is Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are out.